So, what specific intelligence led your agents to, think that the suspects were going to be inside that compound?
Well, it wasn't our agents didn't we didn't we got requested, so we weren't the ones that were initially investigating this. It was actually going to be the San Andreas State Police's detectives and special activities divisions that were looking into this. So I believe Mark can speak more onto that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we had received information from a credible source, or correction, the Detectives Bureau of the San Andreas State Police had received information from a credible source that our primary suspect was planning to flee the country and that he was currently held up in a house in Blaine County.
And are you able to confirm the identity of the primary suspect?
I
Uh,
can tell
I
you that he is in custody. I cannot speak to the identity.
Yeah, there's a larger investigation going on, but we do have the primary suspect in custody.
Well, that's definitely good to hear. Uh, what were you and your team expecting, before entering the compound?
We were informed by the Detectives Bureau on behalf of our source that there were at least 8 individuals on site on the property that were armed. Prior to the raid taking place, a surveillance team was sent over and they had confirmed that there were several armed individuals on site that appeared to have been barricading the premises before our arrival.
And were there any civilians present, bystanders, anything like that?
Negative.
And I bet a lot of us, including myself, are curious about the condition of the agents and the trooper, the ones that were injured.
I can confirm both agents that were injured have made a full recovery and they are back in operational capacity. I believe the trooper, correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, but he is back on active duty as well.
Yes, he made a full recovery.
Oh, that is a relief. That is really good to hear. I'm glad that everyone made it out all right. Were there any moments during this operation where you think that maybe things wouldn't be all right, that may have taken a turn or anything like that?
Um, when our teams first entered into the main building, they had barricaded and moved furniture around as different points of cover, and had taken control on the top of staircases leading into multiple entry points onto the building. That's where we got worried, but thankfully, swift thinking by the agents and troopers on the ground uh, helped minimize the amount of casualties that had been taken on our side.
Um, do you think at any point there could have been a chance to choose perhaps different alternatives, like negotiation or containment or anything like that before you guys made a force entry?
Based on the intelligence that we were provided prior to the raid, um, as well as the high threat level of the individuals, we believe that a fast, efficient surprise raid to serve this warrant was the best course of action. There's a very good chance that if we had showed up with the intention of negotiating, it could have erupted into a massive gunfight, leaving several troopers outside with no cover, as well as endanger the public, as the compound wasn't a major roadway.
Furthermore, we did have to work against the timetable as we did know there was flights coming in to try to uh, help aid in these individuals fleeing from the state. So we wanted to make sure we were acting in a swift and efficient manner in order to make sure we brought those who murdered Doc Holliday to justice.
And now that all this is, said and done, what message do you want the public to take away from this entire incident?
I believe the message we want the public to know is that it may not always seem like it, but we are always working in the best interest of them uh, and the citizens of it. Uh, with the closing of the U.S. Marshal Service, Doc was no longer a U.S. Marshal, but he was a citizen, and we'd expect this kind of response and coordination between ourselves, the federal government, and the state police and Blaine County Sheriff's Department and or Blaine County Sheriff's Office and the Los Santos Police Department that we take these matters very seriously when it comes to the murder of our civilians or of our citizens, rather, and that we want them to know and feel at ease that we are working tirelessly with as much presence and personnel as possible to bring those who commit these heinous and wicked acts to justice.
Couldn't have said it better myself.